Donald Trump thought it was a great idea to attack protesters viciously using DC police and the National Guard, all so they can clear the way for his ridiculous photo op with an upside down Bible. Now, Republicans who claim that they're constitutionalists, people who truly believe in, the Constitution verbatim, they want to protect it. I mean, that's the branding that they've ran with for such a long time. Were asked by MSNBC's Casey Hunt whether they agreed with what Donald Trump did after his now notorious Rose Garden speech. And let's take a look at them one by one, cowardly running away from this reporter.
Senator McConnell, was what the president did last night the right thing to do? Senator, nice to see you. Was what the president did last night right? Senator, was what the president did last night with the peaceful protesters outside the White House the right thing to do?
Pardon?
What the president did, the peaceful protesters that were dispersed with tear gas, he then walked across the street to the church. Was that the right thing to do?
Didn't really see it.
Senator, is what the president did yesterday at St. John's, was that appropriate? Was it an abuse of power? Senator Roberts, was what the president did last night at St. John's, was that appropriate? Was clearing the protesters an abuse of power? I'm sorry?
I don't have any comment.
You don't have any comment on what happened at the White House last night?
The what?
The gassing of White House protesters, do they have a right?
I didn't watch that closely enough to know what happened there.
Senator Enzi, are you concerned at all about what happened at the White House last night?
Sorry, I'm late for lunch.
Senator Blackburn, do you have any concerns about what unfolded at the White House last night? Senator Portman, do you think what we saw last night at the White House...
I'm late for lunch.
Senator Cassidy, was what we saw at the White House last night an abuse of power?
I didn't follow up.
So you guys heard that. I mean, all of those Republican senators running away from a question that honestly provided an opportunity for them to hold Donald Trump accountable for violating Americans' constitutionally protected rights, free speech, freedom of assembly. They missed out on that opportunity because they were late for lunch.
Mm-hmm. It appears that our elected leaders with massive amounts of power live by the maxim, with great power comes great. I hope they're serving tacos today. That's it. No responsibility whatsoever. I mean, honestly, think about it. We pay them large amounts of money. They have staffs. They could do almost, think about how much power a senator has to drive the course of a nation, and they don't do anything. The vast majority, there's no reason you should even know who they are. It's debatable whether they know who they are. They're barely able to hold themselves up, so crushed by their own apathy and lack of concern for what's happening in the country. They're not going to say anything. Even Romney, I'm sorry, I wasn't watching it very closely. That female reporter, you should be allowed to shake him at that point. You're lying to us. Everyone in the country knows exactly what happened that day. You can lie about what happened. Fox is doing that. But even Fox doesn't pretend that they weren't paying attention to it. And Mitt Romney, he got into office pretending that he was going to be some sort of check, an independent thinker, a critical thinker from the right who's going to provide a check on Donald Trump. But I was watching Ozark. I didn't see what happened in that particular day. Okay, well then stop, because apparently it's important. You're being asked about it by a reporter. They're saying, was it acceptable? Shouldn't you want to know if, something happened that might not have been acceptable? Maybe you should look it up. There's some articles written. I've seen a few videos. You could find out about it if you really wanted to. But of course, he knows what happened, and he is just choosing. This isn't the hill that he wants to die on, I guess, or that he wants his values to die on anyway.
Yeah, it is fascinating because on one hand, you have Bunker Boy. That's Donald Trump. He's been determined as a true underground bunker boy because he was so afraid of the protests surrounding the White House that, the intelligence community, the Secret Service, I should say, wanted to keep him safe and, ease his nerves a little bit by literally putting him in an underground bunker for safety. And so Donald Trump, without a doubt, is a coward, and he's a laughingstock. Everyone's making fun of how cowardly he is. And then you have these Republican lawmakers who somehow are even more weak than Bunker Boy. They're so weak that they're afraid of Bunker Boy. They're afraid of condemning what he did in violating our constitutional rights. Okay, so every moment in history where you have the right wing positioning itself as the defenders of national security, as these strong men who want to go around the world and spread democracy, and they're so big and they're so tough, they're all little wuss boys, all of them. They run away from Trump. They run away from reporters. They run away from the responsibility that they took an oath to fulfill. They are unbelievably embarrassing and pathetic. And I never want to hear anyone on the right talk about owning the libs or how they're constitutionalists ever again. You guys are embarrassing to this country, and you have also contributed to dismantling the freedoms that you claimed you cared so much about, that our soldiers supposedly fought for, right?
Yeah.
That's what they say all the time. Apparently, they don't care too much about it.
For decades and decades, the symbol of the Republican Party has been an elephant. It needs to be changed to a tongue pressed firmly against a boot. And that's it. That sums up the entire party.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.